What's up, folks? Barry here with another episode of Dumb Guys, and this is a very special episode because it's Dumb Guy Barry's birthday today. Yeah! Happy birthday, Barry! Anyways, in this episode, I'm going to talk about some guys that have had slow starts to the season. Really going to talk about those, top tier players that are really off to a bad start and whether you should start worrying right now or not. But before we get to that, you know what you got to do. You got to click that little button and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and share this video with your friends so that everybody can get the super smart insight from the Dumb Guys. Okay, so let's get started here. I had this request come in from one of our regular commenters. Kevin Winston sent this over to us. So Kevin, this one's for you. I even took the guys you mentioned here so that we could talk about them. And let's get started. Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, before yesterday, this guy was batting sub 200. So, yeah, I mean, as a Yankee fan, I was a little bit worried about him. But I don't think there's really anything to worry about. It's been cold. I don't think he's used to the cold weather. His home run pace is still good. He went 4 for 4 yesterday with a home run. Good sign. He bumped his average up to like 225 after that outing. Stanton is going to be good. He's going to produce. He's going to put up the numbers that you drafted him for. He's going to put up home runs. He's going to get the ribbies. He's going to score some runs in that lineup with the Yankees. So don't worry about Stanton. Okay? Stanton's going to be cool. Votto, this guy is just, he's too good. After the season that he had last year, finally getting healthy after a few years of injury, it's hard for me to believe that he's going to regress so much to the point where he's playing right now. I think he's going to be better. This guy is always touted as one of the best hitters in the game. He's got great patience at the plate, always has a very high on base percentage. And I think that's going to translate to a high OPS once he starts hitting those home runs. So let's not worry about Votto either. Trust me, I got both of these guys in lineups, different lineups in different leagues. So I've thought about both of those guys a lot. Okay, so I've got him on my don't worry list. Francisco Lindor. Now, this is a guy who I wasn't really high on before the season. I wasn't drafting Lindor. I wasn't targeting him. I know a lot of people were really high on him. He's a shortstop, and I think people like that. He popped 33 home runs last year, which I didn't really believe. And, he's off to kind of a slow start. And so, should you worry? Maybe a little bit if you were super high on him after last year. You should have listened to Dumb Guy Barry and maybe not been so high on him. But it's early, so you never know. We'll have to wait and see on that. All right, on to my next guy, Gary Sanchez. This guy has a sub 200 batting average right now. He did hit a home run today. He's got 4 home runs on the season. And the thing I'm going to say about him is don't worry. Because this guy, and now I'm a Yankees fan, so I'm watching a lot of Yankee games. This guy has really hard outs. This guy hits the ball hard as heck. I watched the game yesterday, and he was roping it, but he's just hitting it right at someone. It doesn't count as a hit. The guy is on it. And, this guy is a good hitter. He's going to be good for a long time. I think all of these guys on this list that are slow are going to heat up when the weather heats up as well. They're going to get a little bit better during the summer. The ball's going to come off the bat a little bit better. But the way he hits the ball, as hard as he hits it, there's no doubt that he's going to be good. And he's a premium at the catcher position. I am going to stand by my word from spring training that he is going to be a huge value for you. Okay, next guy on my list here is Anthony Rizzo. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, the Cubs have been hit really hard with the weather. A lot of rainouts, a lot of cold weather out there in Chicago. etc. Rizzo's just too good. He's too good and too consistent to not get out of this funk that he's in. He's going to turn it around. I mean, this guy is like so consistent. He hits 31, 32 home runs year after year after year. I mean, he's still young. This guy's got a lot more left in the tank. I think he probably missed some games as well with some injuries. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to come back. He's going to produce. Don't worry about Rizzo. Okay, moving on to some pitchers now. The first guy is Yu Darvish. Got traded over to the Cubs. Again, we're talking about a Cub here. Got traded to the Cubs in the offseason. And after getting rocked in the postseason last year and getting rocked 3 out of 4 starts this year, you might want to worry a little bit. I mean, I drafted him in fantasy last year, and he really wasn't, he didn't live up to my expectations. And so I didn't target him this year. And so far, that strategy is working out. I didn't get him on any of my teams. I've got 5 fantasy teams. I didn't get him on any of those teams. So maybe worry just a little bit. Okay, next guy on my list is Dallas Keuchel. Keuchel, with the Astros, I think he was going in drafts pretty deep. He was a value pick. I had him as a value pick. And I think his start hasn't really been that slow. It's not Cy Young material, but he's already pitched a complete game. He's not getting a lot of wins. He does have 1 win out of his 5 starts. His ERA is in the low 3s, so not too bad. It's not top-tier starter material, but it's good enough to get you by. So don't worry about Keuchel. I think he's. I think for where you drafted him, if you didn't reach too far, you're probably getting some value out of Keuchel. Okay, and the last guy on my list, the last pitcher here is Jansen. Man, in one of my leagues, in my ESPN league, I went with a strategy of going heavy on the closers, and I picked up Jansen, I picked up Kimbrel, I picked up a lot of big closers for that strategy, and he's really disappointed. He didn't have much of a spring training. I guess he didn't think he needed much of a spring training, and his velocity is down. I think those 2 things are kind of concerning. He's getting rocked. Even when he's getting the saves, they're not easy saves. There's not 1, 2, 3, boom, you're done. He's given up some hits. They're high-pressure situations, so I might worry a little bit about him. I mean, he's obviously stressing me out in one of my leagues. But there it is. That's what I have to say about that group of guys. But overall, in general, just to give you a little bit of guidance from the dumb guy, it's a long season. Don't give up on your guys too soon, especially those top-tier guys that you got, early in the draft. Don't give up on them too soon. Because we're not even out of April yet, man. Give them a chance. But if it lingers too long, you're uncomfortable, or you get a really good trade offer that you can't turn down, you might consider moving some of these guys. But I'd put a couple of them on the do not move list, like Stanton, Rizzo, Sanchez. I wouldn't trade those guys at all. Someone already offered me a trade for Votto, and I turned it down. But maybe I would consider that. He is getting a little bit older, so whatever. That's what it is. Okay, well, that's the episode. Just a quick one today. Again, it's Dumb Guy Barry's birthday, and I got to go get me some birthday dinner. But before I go, subscribe to the channel, give me a like, share this video, and comment below. Stay dumb. Dumb guys.